Black woman slapped by store manager. Just minutes later, everything changes. Ma'am, step away from that bag. We've had enough trouble today. Then, a sharp crack. The sound of flesh meeting flesh. Gasps. Silence. Phones frozen mid-record. Vanessa stood still, cheek burning, eyes locked on the man who dared strike her. No shouting, no tears. Just one calm motion, her finger tapping a button on her phone. 300 miles away, boardroom screens lit up with the live feed. The man had no clue. He hadn't just hit a customer. He had just assaulted his future. Boss, welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments and smash that like button if you're ready for justice. Vanessa Carter had never been the type to draw attention. Dressed in jeans and a simple blouse, she walked into the upscale retail store with the quiet confidence of someone who knew who she was but didn't need to prove it. It was a sunny afternoon, and she was only there to inspect one of her recent acquisitions, though no one else in the store knew that. To them, she was just another black woman walking in alone. The cashier barely looked up. The security guard's eyes lingered a little too long. Still, she wandered the aisles calmly, pretending to browse. She made mental notes about product displays and customer service. But beneath her composed exterior, she was observing and assessing. What the staff didn't realize was that their every action was being monitored and about to be judged. Because Vanessa wasn't just any shopper, and what happened next would flip their entire world upside down. She reached for a designer handbag when a voice snapped across the room. "You need help finding the clearance section?" The words came from the store manager, a man in a fitted suit and fake smile, standing stiff behind the counter. The tone wasn't welcoming, it was condescending. Vanessa politely shook her head. "No, I'm just browsing." But he kept watching, following. She moved to the shoe section. He was still there. Then it escalated. "I don't think this section is for you," he muttered loudly, glancing at the cashier as if expecting laughter. The cashier looked away. Vanessa maintained her calm. "I assure you, I'm exactly where I need to be." That's when the slap came. It happened so fast. A burst of anger, a blur of motion, and the crack of his hand against her face. Gasps filled the air. A customer dropped their phone. But Vanessa didn't react with tears or shouting. She pulled out her phone and pressed one button. Far above them, in a sleek New York office, a boardroom full of executives watched the store's live security feed in stunned silence. Because the woman they had just seen assaulted was the incoming chief operating officer of the entire retail chain. And the man who hit her, he didn't know his time at the top had just ended. Within minutes, the store's landline rang. The assistant manager picked up and turned pale. "Put her on the phone." "Now," the voice on the line said. Vanessa took the receiver, her voice steady and soft. "Yes, I'll be filing the report myself." Outside, sirens grew louder. Corporate security had been dispatched before the slap even landed. The manager tried to justify himself, wanting to claim it was a misunderstanding, but the footage was clear. The audio was damning. And as he was escorted out in handcuffs, not just by police but by the company's legal team, he finally realized the woman he slapped wasn't someone to be humiliated. She was the one who would sign off on whether he'd ever work again. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It helps. The story made national news within hours. The headline didn't just read, "Manager Fired for Assault." It read, "New Black Coup Exposes Racism at Flagship Store, Justice Served Swiftly." Vanessa didn't relish in his downfall. She didn't have to. She focused instead on overhauling corporate training, hiring diverse leadership, and setting a standard for accountability. To the world, she became a quiet symbol of dignity and justice. To the staff at that store, she became the name they whispered with awe and a lesson they would never forget. Because racism hides behind politeness until it slips. And sometimes, the most potent response is silence followed by consequences. How many more hidden stories are out there, waiting to be heard? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos. Take care.